she felt like after the divorce was granted, you married Robyn legally.
Nothing changed.
Soon after that, you kind of moved out.
No.
And
Stop.
didn't go visit her.
Stop. That's a lie. That's gaslighting that she has done to herself. Something happened and I was kicked out of that house. I was laying in bed at night, refusing to leave her house. And something was going on that I will not speak of anymore because I've spoke of it enough and she has convinced herself it never happened. I love her. She is my friend. We have moved different directions. I'm not willing to talk about it anymore. Go to the old episodes. I'm not talking about it anymore. We'll never agree on why we broke up, ever. She told the leaders of my church that she had been
Kody Brown was standing in the middle of the house that they once lived in. His eyes were bloodshot, hair unkempt, shaking fingers as he gripped the envelope. He had opened the letter hours earlier, the seal already broken, but he continued to read the same line repeatedly, as if wishing it would change. All future residuals and payments for the Sister Wives show are canceled as of today. This was the coup de grace. TLC had spoken. No last season, no farewell show, no redemption finale, and no more money. Robyn walked back and forth nervously on the other side of the kitchen. Her hair was disheveled, and the streaks under her makeup spoke of a recent tear. She attempted to talk, to console, to rationalize, to cushion the blow, but Kody would have none of it. Not from her, not from anyone. His voice was rough as he growled. "They're blaming me. I'm the liability after all I did for them." "Kody," Robyn whispered, attempting to restrain herself. But that was all she could say before he faced her. "You made me cut off everyone else." He told her, "You were supposed to be it. My soulmate, my everything. This is what you said was going to be the legacy." He screamed, his chest rising up and down. Robyn took a step back involuntarily. Hi guys, welcome you back to my channel. Don't forget to like the video. I sacrificed everything. My wives, my children, for you, for this dream you held on to." Robyn's eyes flashed with anger as she retorted, "You sacrificed nothing. You ruined it all with your pride, your temper. You were no husband. You were an unraveling man." And in that one gasping moment, the last strand broke. Kody's hand connected with her face before either of them could move. The slap resounded through the vacant house. Robyn collapsed, cradling her cheek as she struck the floor. Time stood still. Kody's face drained of color. "Robyn," he whispered, paralyzed. "I didn't mean," but Robyn uttered no sound. She did not cry. She didn't struggle. She just sat there silent. And in that silence, no alibi could hold. On the other side of town, Janelle sat in a chilly RV on the outskirt. Furthermore, the quitclaim deed was recorded without the spousal notice that is necessitated by the statutes of this jurisdiction. That's against the law. Robyn's fingers tapped against the courtroom table. Kody looked away, not at her. The judge went on, voice unwavering, "Based on the evidence presented, which comprises suggestions of financial fraud, suspected property transfer, and evident domestic instability, I am granting Miss Janelle Brown sole and absolute title to Parcel B, Coyote Pass." It was finished. 1 week went by. In the now dark mansion, Robyn sat alone most of the time. Most of the high-end furniture had been taken back by creditors. The court fights had depleted her savings. Her reputation was destroyed. When she opened her streaming program, she discovered that all episodes of Sister Wives had been pulled from TLC's programming schedule. Facebook Otter updated. Another post from Kody. This time, a shaky selfie video. He was peddling his new podcast, Alpha Polygamist. He ranted about betrayal, cancel culture, and how society had dwindled masculinity to a shadow of itself. Robyn sighed loudly and clicked over to his related GoFundMe. Goal $500,000, raised $4,627. As this, Janelle stood before a raging bonfire on land now hers. Embers of former photos danced by. Wedding pictures, awkward family smiles, memories no longer necessary. She burned them one at a time. Marie stood behind her with 2 T's. She gave one to Janelle silently. Do you feel bad about it?" Mary asked softly. Janelle stared into the fire. "About everything," she said. Her eyes were sharp but glassy as she sipped slowly from the mug. "I wish I had not lingered so long. I'm sorry I kept thinking he'd change. But leaving, I'll never regret it." Mary nodded. "We were sister wives," she said softly. Janelle shook her head. "We were never sisters." As the fire consumed their past, they tapped their mugs gently against each other. Shortly thereafter, Kody Brown disappeared from the public eye. His podcast, after only 3 episodes, was removed amid continued community infractions. Robyn has had no public comment, though she did seek a legal separation quietly. On her side of Coyote Pass, Janelle set about building a haven where grief used to take up space. In its center now is a garden. She's named it Garrison's Grove. No crew, no staged drama, just quiet, just healing. And yet, the story does not quite conclude there. Robyn Brown, the longtime villain of the Sister Wives saga, has become an ever more divisive figure. Where much of the criticism is likely sensationalized, it's apparent she's no saint either. Since selling portions of Coyote Pass, Robyn's actions, specifically her spending, have been under scrutiny. She spent more than $70,000 on toys alone, including high-end American Girl dolls, according to Without a Crystal Ball. Where Kody insisted on financial conservatism, Robyn insisted she was merely attempting to improve their standard of living, spending for happiness rather than hoarding money. Then again, with Janelle attempting to restore her finances to normal, Robyn's expensive tastes have been likened to marionettes. Naturally, there is more than a little overspending. Although Robyn can sometimes come across as a nice person, her villain edit is not really undeserving. Her devotion to Kody does not always carry over to his ex-wives, Janelle, Mary, and Christine. She's made some statements that hurt deeply, particularly when she speaks of her children with Kody as the nuclear family, making the other Brown children feel excluded. Did she need to make such a distinction? Most likely not. She can protest that she's simply speaking the truth, but her words sound more of insecurity than they do of truth. Rather than admit there is an imbalance, she sensationalized it, made bias a reality, and ripped a family further apart. It would have been more polite, more considerate for Robyn to soften her words. What are the other Brown children to think when they discover they're being written out of the self-styled core family? Peyton Brown is just one of many already alienated from Kody, and it's easy to see why. Robyn, whose inner life unexpectedly has taken a monogamous turn too often, is an enigma. And yet she always appears to want to differentiate herself, not only from the other women, but from their kids as well. Why exclude the others? Why give the cold shoulder to Kody's children, who were not hers biologically? Most would recoil at using a term as removed as core family. But Robyn, she was one who seemed to know exactly what she was doing. She is no fool. She had a notion of the hurt it would bring. She must have had some idea how it would sit with the women not quite loved in the same manner. Kody and Robyn were not afraid to show their love. 11. Kody even went out with Janelle on what was planned as a first date, only to reject her cold and off guard, and marry. He openly ridiculed the tension between them, saying that he had to pretend with her, as if she did not already know the truth. And then there was the land. Kody had only paid $10 to sell Coyote Pass before putting it on the market for $1.5 million. For a brief moment, he actually seemed to be attempting to be generous. He was giving Mary and Janelle bigger pieces of the land. In the end, that little act had felt uncomfortably fair. Kody had been depending on these women heavily. He never would have been able to pay for the $880,000 home in the first place without them. They all had worked. They all had created that family. By putting their names on the deed, he momentarily restored fairness. Honestly, it was probably the kindest thing he'd done in years. For a moment, the man I'd started to think of as a cranky, self-absorbed type, well, he almost seemed human again. Kody, for all his flaws, was often not very concerned about his wives, who were not Robyn. It was nice in a way to see him in a different light, less the villain I'd constructed him to be. At some point, I was weary of despising him. The bitterness began to taste so stale. But Robyn, she's another story altogether. She comes across as humble and gentle wife, but the reality is, she's a cat with razor-sharp claws. She has some choice words when she feels like bringing them out. She likes to keep them under wraps. But the past has taught us that when Robyn does open her mouth, someone else pays for it. Christine, on the other hand, is the opposite. She speaks of the need for change, and it sounds sincere. In spite of all of the obstacles, Christine has thrived. She's happy, she's resilient, and she is a ray of sunshine. She doesn't want to dwell in darkness or immerse herself in self-pity. She has to live life to the fullest. There are a few other instances, but Robyn's immediate family remark really sticks out in my mind. She even discussed Kody's ex-wives, commenting on their stretch marks and weight gain. To me, that was just being so insecure and so disrespectful. Why bring others down if you honestly love and accept yourself? No one questioned that Robyn already had Kody's favor, nor was there a chance of replacing it. But when she disparages the looks of his ex-wives, something dark is spoken about her. It is a cruelty that she should know and correct. Each one of these women, Christine, Mary, or Janelle, is lovely. They should be treated well, not mocked by someone who supposedly loved them. Robyn's behavior here seems petty and below her. She is stooping low with these insults, and it makes me wonder about her self-esteem. If she were really confident, she would not need to compare herself with Kody's former lovers and decide that they were not good enough. She would focus on the life she has built for herself, her children, her dolls, her jewelry, and her mansion. Cutting off the ex-wife gives the impression that she feels threatened by them, while they've never been a threat. Robyn can definitely be entitled to her feelings, and I don't deny her that. What I question, though, is that she blames Kody for the breakdown of their marriage, despite everything he has done for her. Kody, for all his shortcomings, sacrificed a great deal for Robyn, keeping 3 wives at her distance, putting them on the sideline. All for Robyn. He is running around acting like her fairy godfather, going overboard to be nice. Perhaps his short temper is a result of guilt. He's received a great deal of criticism for what he's done to her. And though he attempts to tune it out, personally, I think he is haunted by the pain he's inflicted. Most human beings are complex and not so terrible as they might initially seem. Kody, for this reason, may have depression or anxiety when he sits down and thinks about how desperate it all got in the Brown family. When he is around Robyn, these feelings may arise. Actually, it is possible that she pushed him to do things which made him turn into one of the most evil characters in the Sister Wives reality show. After leaving the polygamous family, Christine and Janelle Brown, 2 of Kody's former wives, are blissfully starting their new lives. Christine has even given Janelle some sisterly relationship advice. Mary Brown, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn Brown were all Kody's 4 wives at one point, and they shared 18 children together. The reality TV show followed them city by city, and eventually to Coyote Pass and their downfall during the COVID-19 pandemic. US Weekly recently shared a sneak peek of Sunday's new episode where Christine asks Janelle, perhaps modern technology can assist her in finding someone. She believes Janelle would do well on sites like Farmers Only, since she herself had success when she met new husband David Woolley through an online dating website. Christine thinks Janelle, who has a profound love of the earth and gardening, would be a good match for someone on an outdoors people website. Christine's own journey of self-discovery really started when she escaped from Kody, becoming the first of his wives to leave the family. Her courage in doing so provided Janelle Mary with the strength to do the same. By being the first to leave, she set the path for the rest. Soon after she left, Christine got acquainted with David, and the 2 of them got married within a year. She has since been living happily in her new marriage, and together, they even established a business that's been thriving. None of all these would be possible had Christine not made the move to leave Kody. They both lived their best lives after they parted ways. Janelle has become a grandmother for the 3rd time through her daughter Madison. Christine has just married David. Janelle is also looking forward to her new venture, a flower farm and lifestyle brand company called Tat Farms. Christine is aware that it is difficult to truly move on from a past life, yet with David beside her she certainly did. She wants the same thing for Janelle. When Christine joked that Janelle could find someone on Farmers Only, she wasn't kidding. The site is for people who enjoy country living, which Janelle truly loves, and it might be the ideal site for her to find someone like-minded. In other news, the ongoing battle over Brown family land has finally come to an end. The Coyote Pass property, Kody, Mary, Janelle, and Christine bought in 2018 for $820,000, recently sold for $1.5 million, and the family was able to turn a respectable profit on the sale. Kody Brown soon dropped his elaborate plan of constructing a huge house where all 4 of his wives and 18 children would live together under one roof. He subdivided the land into 5 lots instead, 1 for each of his wives and 1 for his own personal retreat. The dream was dissolved, however, when he lost 3 of his 4 wives. The mountain vista outside of Flagstaff, Arizona, where Christine Brown once reported hearing the angels singing, now belongs to someone else. The angels have been quiet for Christine for many years. She took their youngest daughter Truly with her and went back to Utah. After divorcing Kody in the fall of 2020, Christine went on to marry for the 3rd time to David Woolley by 2022 and is now leading a happy monogamous life. She washed her hands of him and of Robyn Brown, his other legal wife, when Kody bought her out of her equity. As per the U.S. Sun, Christine signed over her 50% interest in the property to Kody for just $10 on July 28, 2022. The property saga intensified after Kody was dumped by Janelle Brown in 2022, with Mary entering the picture a year later. Janelle and Mary were then each owed 25% of the 5.16-acre Coyote Pass lot, while Kody and Robyn retained 50% ownership. Janelle and Mary wanted to recoup their own investments in the property. Janelle this season on Sister Wives discussed wanting to leave a legacy for her 6 kids with Kody, including her son Garrison. Tragically, Garrison died in March 2024 at the age of 25 years old. In an emotional confession, Janelle sought, "Mary and I don't know anything that's happening. We're obviously frustrated. We don't have any information. Nothing is happening. No communication." Janelle urged Mary to do the same thing, even volunteering to hire an attorney to keep her rights intact. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more updates like this. Thank you, everybody.